Hey, what's your Achilles heel? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you call me Pajama Grandma. Today we're going to talk about, of course, Homer's The Iliad's epic tale about the Trojan War, where Achilles, our hero, is the major player in it. And why we want to talk about him is because his mom, of course, in order to protect him, dipped him in the magical river Styx, but she was holding him by his heel, and since his heel never got wet by the magical waters, he had a vulnerability there. And we want to talk about what is our Achilles heel. That story taught us and hundreds of millions, if not more people, about a character flaw. Do we have in our otherwise stellar character, in our otherwise stellar business, is there an Achilles heel? Is there a fault, a weakness, a vulnerability that if our enemies or, Achilles got shot in the heel by a poison arrow and that was his downfall. That's what was his destruction. Do we have something like that in our businesses or in our life? Now, I, like everybody else, I know what my faults and my weaknesses are. And do I go out and broadcast them to the world? No, not very often. Once in a while, I share them when I'm being, open or when I'm talking to one of my coaching students. But for the most part, we keep the things that are our major vulnerabilities to ourselves. But guess what? Other people know what they are. My family, my friends, my kids, my significant other, they know exactly how to push my buttons. They know what my faults are, my Achilles heel, my weaknesses are. Guess what? Your competition knows those things about you. Your customers know those things about you. Your customers know the things that you're not super strong at. Do you know them? If not, you better get out, you better do some research, and you better find out what they are. You better know yourself better than anyone else knows you. The reason we get through life is because we know our Achilles heel. We know what our weaknesses are, and we do things to compensate for them. For example, if I take the story of Achilles and the actual physical weakness to heart, I know that my eyes, come on, I got wonky eyes. Have you seen my eyes in videos? This one's going this way. This one's going this way. They're both trying to look at you, but they're all over the place because I actually can't see out of my left eye. And my right eye, I can barely see out of. I need a magnifying glass in every room of the house to do everything. Now, I take my Achilles heel, what is my weakness, and I am working on turning that into my strength. In this case, with the physical Achilles heel, my vision, I try to minimize that in any way, shape, and form I can. I hook my computer up to a 62-inch screen TV so that I can see and do things on that. I find ways around that. I do a lot of voice, a lot of text, a lot of Voxer for my coaching. There's all kinds of tools and things nowadays to make that a non-issue for me. And our businesses are no different. We need to find out what in our business could other people consider a weakness or a thing that could knock us out of the ballpark and actually destroy or kill our business. For example, say your organization has a weak link or a problem in the area of customer service. If you have a problem with customer service, that can be a total Achilles heel. That one thing, in this day and age of social media, one bad customer service experience could hit the internet and spread like wildfire. One customer service person saying an inappropriate, insensitive thing to a customer, that could actually kill your business. So you have to know and understand and look at not only yourself, but also at your business and say, where are our vulnerabilities? Where could our Achilles heel be? And take steps and actions to prevent that. Training, almost all management type issues could be rectified with training, communication, and understanding. So make sure that if you're more than a solopreneur, that all the people working with your organization are on the same page and that they're all moving to achieve the same goals with the business as you are. If not, that is your Achilles heel. We've all made mistakes in business and in our businesses and in the choices that we've made. I used to not listen to my intuition, and because of that, we all have a gut feel about things. And in the past, there were times when I knew better because my intuition was going crazy, but I went with my head and the rational belief that things would be okay, and that totally came back to bite me in the rear in some really big, really bad ways. But now That's no longer my Achilles heel. I always listen to my intuition, and that never steers me wrong. So there's things that we learn as we have problems and challenges in the past that we learn from, and we safeguard ourselves in the future. So just think about today, what are the vulnerabilities in my business, and start putting actions in place to stop get them. Another example would be in the Italian food business, our freezers and cooling ability was always our vulnerability. So we always had to have a backup plan. What would we do if something went wrong? So just having a plan in place, in a contingency plan in place, is a way to address your vulnerabilities. So make sure you go out, think about what those are today. If you don't know, just listen to your customers, see what your competition is doing. And I guarantee if you had a conversation with one of your vendors or one of your competitors, you would know what your vulnerabilities are in a heartbeat, if you don't know already. That's it. Go out, make it an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.